My name is Ethan Johnson. Just 10 minutes ago, I finally got rid of that dog system that had tormented me for 3 whole years. Ding. Congratulations, host, on completing all the sim tasks. System rating, excellent. This system's tasks are concluded, and it will enter indefinite vacation mode. All rewards have been sent to the host's consciousness space. Until we meet again, the cold mechanical voice vanished from my mind, and I was standing in Chicago's most upscale revolving restaurant. Sitting across from me was the heiress of the Lynn Group, Olivia Lynn. This was my last mission target, a textbook sundry young lady. Following the system's instruction, I had just accidentally helped her with a not too big, not too small problem. Watching her cheeks flush and hearing her awkwardly say the thank you, the task progress bar filled completely. In the past, the system would immediately prompt task complete, begin erasing target's memory, and then Olivia would look at me like a stranger before turning and leaving. But this time, it seemed like nothing happened. Olivia was still sipping her juice in small mouthfuls, her gaze drifting over every so often with a complex emotion I couldn't decipher. My heart raced, not because of her, but because of freedom. 3 years. Since that summer at the start of 10th grade, this so-called almighty sycophant system had latched onto me like a bone-gnawing maggot, forcibly binding me. Newbie task. Bring a breakfast to the class beauty Sophia Taylor and ensure she accepts it gladly. Failure. Electric shock punishment. That was the first time I experienced the system's power. The moment the thought of refusal surfaced, a sharp pain struck my temple, so intense I nearly rolled under the desk in class. I had no choice. I could only hold my nose and do it. Sophia Taylor, the class's unanimously acknowledged goddess, quiet and gentle, always speaking in a soft voice. I had barely said a few words to her before. As I walked to her desk holding the breakfast, my face was nearly crimson. Sophia, I bought an extra one this morning. Do you want it? She was startled for a moment, then gave a faint smile. Thanks, Ethan. How much? I'll transfer it to you. No, it was nothing. Watching her put the breakfast into the drawer, the system's prompt sounded. Task complete, reward. Mastery of mathematics concepts. High school level. At that moment, I had only one thought in my head. Damn. The thing I despise most is a simp. Those who grovel to please others make me physically uncomfortable. Yet somehow, I had been forced down and had become the person I loathe most. Tasks from the system kept coming. Task. Reserve a window seat in the library for senior Emma Chu from the second-year class for 1 week. Task reward. Tips for getting a perfect score in English listening. Emma Chu is a year above us, famously aloof. She walks with an aura that keeps strangers away. I got up at 5:30 every morning to rush to the library and grab a seat, all while pretending it was a chance encounter. A week later, she for the first time said to me, "Thanks for your trouble." I replied expressionlessly, "It was nothing," while cursing under my breath. Task. Help English teacher Luna Cheen organize her lesson plans and win her praise. Reward. Photographic memory. Luna Cheen, our English teacher, a classic domineering beauty, about 25 years old, hot figure, stylish and impressive in her teaching. I forced myself to tidy those messy lesson plans for her in the office, feeling awkward as her perfume drifted by now and then, when she patted my shoulder and said, "Ethan, this boy is so sensible." All I wanted was to run away. For 3 years, I was like a marionette, following the system's commands to check in on these girls, comfort them, and solve their problems. But I have my limits. The system only required me to perform simping behaviors. It didn't require me to catch feelings. So I always kept a subtle distance, neither too close nor too distant, like an ordinary friend. Bring breakfast? Just say you bought too much. Take someone's seat? Just say you need it too. Organize lesson plans? Just say you want to ask for advice. Never be ambiguous, and never let your heart be moved. Each time you complete all the tasks for a person, the system erases that person's memories. Sophia forgot the days I brought her breakfast every morning. When she saw me again, she only nodded politely. Emma forgot the junior who always accidentally ran into her at the library. When they brushed past each other, his gaze never lingered. Luna forgot the student who helped her organize lesson plans. When called on in class, his tone was no different from with anyone else. That's fine too. No obligations between us. Relying on the rewards the system gave me, I hardly studied properly, yet I easily got into the University of Chicago, one of the top 3 first-tier schools in the state. The day I received the acceptance letter, I nearly cried. Not for anything else, but because I could finally get away from all of it. And now, the final task completed, The system has run off. I looked at Olivia across from me. She was still tangled up in something, her finger unconsciously scrolling across her phone screen. Olivia. I stood up. I have something to do. I'm leaving first. She suddenly looked up. Huh? Oh, okay. I didn't look back. I left the revolving restaurant almost as if I were running away. Standing below the restaurant, the evening breeze brushed my face, and I let out a long, deep breath. I'm free. I no longer have to listen to that mechanical voice giving orders, and I no longer have to do those things that go against my conscience. During my 4 years at university, I'm going to live for myself properly. Hanging out at internet cafes, playing games, sleeping in, just thinking about it feels great. I pulled out my phone, looked at the photo of the University of Chicago acceptance letter, and couldn't help but smile. A wonderful college life. Here I come. In September, University of Chicago opens. Dragging my suitcase onto campus, watching the energetic freshmen and upperclassmen around me, I'm in high spirits. The sun is just right, and the air is filled with the scent of freedom. Registration, picking up the training uniform, finding the dorm. Everything went smoothly. My dorm is on the 3rd floor, a 4-person room. The other 3 roommates were already there, all pretty easy to get along with. My name is Mike Wong, Jack Lee, Tom Zhao. After a brief self-introduction, everyone warmed up, chatting about games and players. The atmosphere was very friendly. By the way, I think there's a big beauty in our class, named Sophia Taylor. She's a candidate for our department's campus queen, Mike said with a mysterious look. My hand, which was making the bed, paused for a moment. Sophia Taylor? What a coincidence. But it's normal. Chicago is only so big, and with grades like hers, it's not surprising she got into the University of Chicago. Besides, she probably forgot about me long ago. The system was professional at erasing memories. In our last year of high school, she and I barely spoke, and the way she looked at me was like she was looking at an ordinary classmate. Is that so? That's pretty impressive. I replied casually, not paying it much mind. There was a class meeting in the afternoon to get to know the classmates and the counselor. My roommates and I walked toward the academic building and ran into quite a few freshmen wearing military training uniforms. It was bustling. Isn't that Sophia over there? Tom pointed to a girl not far off who was wearing a white dress. The girl was carrying a light-colored bag, her long hair draped over her shoulders, standing in front of the bulletin board looking at something. Her profile looked very familiar. It really was Sophia Taylor. She seemed to have seen us too and turned her head. When her gaze landed on me, I clearly saw her eyes light up for a moment, and then she hurried over. Ethan, her voice was still so gentle with a hint of surprise. What a coincidence. I nodded, keeping my distance. Yeah, really a coincidence. I didn't expect we'd be in the same major. When she smiled, her eyes curved beautifully. I just checked the class list. We're not only in the same major, we're even in the same class. Oh, that's fine. I replied dryly. Strange. Shouldn't she have barely remembered me? Even if she recalled being a classmate, she wouldn't be this enthusiastic, would she? We haven't seen each other since high school graduation. How was your summer break? She asked again. Her tone as natural as if chatting with an old friend. My heart skipped a beat. Something's wrong. According to the system's settings, she should have no memory of the special favors from high school, at most remembering I was her classmate. So why would she bring up the summer vacation? Not bad, just SOSO. I answered vaguely, only wanting to end the conversation quickly. Ethan, you two know each other? Mike leaned in, face full of gossip. Yeah, same class in high school. I answered first. Sophia also nodded with a smile. Yes, we were classmates in high school. Her gaze stayed fixed on me, carrying a kind of, I can't quite describe it, as if she knew me very well. That made me feel a little creeped out. The class meeting was held in the lecture hall. Most people had arrived, but the counselor hadn't come yet. I found a seat toward the back and sat down. And to my surprise, Sophia actually sat in an empty spot right next to me. Did you go anywhere over summer break? She asked again, turning her head to look at me, her gaze very focused. No, I stayed at home. I took out my phone and pretended to check messages, hoping she'd take the hint and give up. But she didn't relent. I remember in high school you seemed to like bringing breakfast for others, especially, sandwiches of all kinds. My fingers tightened sharply around my phone. My heart started racing wildly. How could she remember? Didn't the system erase her memory? You must be mistaken. I don't like bringing breakfast. I forced calm, my voice a little tight. Sophia blinked, the corners of her mouth lifting slightly. Really? Maybe I remembered wrong. She didn't press further, but but I could feel her gaze lingering on my face. Cold sweat trickled down my back. A terrifying thought surfaced in my mind. The memories the system erased, could they have been restored? Just then, the classroom door was pushed open, and a woman in professional attire with a poised, capable air walked in. A black pencil skirt, a white blouse, her hair swept up into a neat bun that revealed a slender neck. It was Luna Cheen, our high school English teacher, Luna Cheen. How is she here? Luna walked up to the podium, picked up a piece of chalk, and wrote her name on the blackboard, then turned around with a professional smile on her face. Hello, everyone. I'm your counselor, Luna Cheen. The classroom fell silent. Then a ripple of whispers broke out. Holy shit, the counselor is so young and so beautiful. Her aura is unreal, more dazzling than any female teacher I've seen before. My mind went blank, buzzing. Luna's gaze swept across the class, and when she saw me, her eyes clearly paused for a moment, the corner of her mouth lifting into a faint, meaningful smile. Could she remember too? My breathing became difficult. Sophia lightly tapped my arm beside me. What's wrong? Why do you look so pale? No, it's nothing. I forced out the two words, staring fixedly at the podium, but not hearing a single word. Dog system, didn't you say you clear my memory? Are you on vacation or running away? After the class meeting ended, I drifted out like a ghost, my mind in turmoil. Sophia walked beside me. Ethan, want to go to the cafeteria together? No, I'm not feeling well. I want to go back to the dorm. I just wanted to get away from this place as quickly as possible. Then get some rest. If you need anything, you can come to me. Her voice was very gentle, but it made my scalp tingle. Just as I walked out of the teaching building, I ran into someone. Sorry, I hurriedly apologized. Watch where you're going. A cool, distant voice sounded. I looked up and froze in place. Emma Ju. She was wearing University of Chicago uniform, carrying a black backpack, taller than in high school, and with an even colder aura, but that face, I could never mistake it. She was Emma Chu, that aloof senior. Senior, I said instinctively. Emma raised an eyebrow and sized me up. Ethan, she remembered me too. I feel like I'm going insane. Sophia Taylor, Luna Cheen, Emma Chu. All three of them have regained their memories. What on earth is going on? I could only force out a reply. I didn't expect you'd get in too. Emma's tone betrayed no emotion. I'm in the student council. If you need anything in the future, you can come to me. After she finished speaking, she didn't wait for my response. She turned and walked away, her back still upright and proud. I stood rooted to the spot, watching her retreating figure, then glanced at Sophia beside me with her concerned expression and remembered Luna on the stage with her radiant smile. A chill shot from my feet up to the top of my head. My college life seems to be over. Back in the dorm, I threw myself onto the bed and pulled the blanket over my head. Mike and the others noticed something was wrong with me, but didn't ask much. They just told me to get some rest. My mind kept replaying the scene from earlier over and over. Their reactions were all way too abnormal. If only one of them had recovered their memories, maybe I could explain it as a bug in the system, but all three remembered. This is definitely not a coincidence. Could it be that after the system left, the memory wiping effect stopped working too? That's the most likely possibility. Dog system, you screwed me over. I struggled to get up and open the consciousness space that the system had rewarded me. It was filled with all kinds of rewards, from knowledge and skills to physical enhancements, and even some random things like perfect pitch and master chef. But right now, these rewards were less useful to me than a return ticket. I would rather not have been accepted to the University of Chicago, rather not have these rewards, than face the situation I was in now. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock at the door. Who is it? I asked warily. Ethan, it's me, Ms. Cheen. Luna's voice came from outside the door. My heart dropped into my throat. How did she find my dorm? I forced myself to open the door. Luna stood in the doorway, holding a folder, her smile unchanged. Hope I didn't disturb your rest? No, Ms. Cheen, please come in. I stepped aside to let her in. Mike and the three of them went wide-eyed when they saw Luna and hurried to their feet. Ms. Cheen, hello. Hello. I'm looking for Ethan about something. Could you guys step out for a moment? Luna's tone was polite, but carried an air that brooked no refusal. Oh, okay. Mike and the others quickly grabbed their phones and keys and slipped out. Before leaving, they shot me a wink, clearly saying, "Go for it, bro. The counselor wants to see you alone." I felt nothing but bitterness that I couldn't express. The dormitory door closed. Luna walked to my desk, casually placed a folder on the table, and turned to look at me. Sit down, don't be nervous. She leaned against the desk, very relaxed. I pulled a chair and sat, my palms sweaty. Ms. Cheen, what did you want to see me about? Nothing major, just being a counselor and checking on the students. Luna looked at me, her gaze assessing. I heard your face didn't look well at the class meeting earlier. Are you feeling unwell? I'm much better now. Thank you for asking, teacher. That's good. She nodded, then shifted the topic. Speaking of which, we've known each other a long time. Right, Ethan? Here we go. My chest tightened, and I kept my head down, not daring to look at her. The teacher was joking. You were my high school teacher, of course I know you. Only a high school teacher. Luna chuckled softly, took 2 steps forward, bent down close to me. A faint scent of perfume drifted into my nose, exactly the same as in high school. I remember someone used to come to my office all the time to help me organize lesson plans, and would say they really liked listening to me teach, and would often buy me coffee. Her voice dropped, carrying a hint of seduction. I shot my head up and met her gaze. There was clearly mockery in it, and something else. That's what a student should do. I swallowed, stepped back, putting some distance between us. Luna straightened up, smiling even more brightly. Really? But why do I feel like you're especially taken care of when it comes to me? Her question left me speechless, so I played dumb. Teacher, I don't quite understand what you mean. Not understanding is fine. There'll be plenty of time for you to understand later. Luna picked up the folder on a desk. This is our program's course schedule and some notes. Take a good look. If there's anything you don't understand, you can come to my office anytime, or contact me privately as well. When she said the words, contact me privately, she deliberately emphasized them and even winked at me. I felt my cheeks burning, not from shyness, but from embarrassment and panic. Thank you, teacher. Well, I'll be going then. Luna walked to the door, paused, looked back at me, and said, oh, and military training is about to start. Watch your sun protection so you don't get burned. I remember your skin was pretty delicate in high school. After saying that, she smiled and walked out, leaving me alone in the dormitory, my hands and feet icy cold. This was definitely on purpose. She must have recovered her memory, and she even remembered those considerate actions the system had forced her to do. I picked up the class schedule, but couldn't focus. My mind was full of Luna's expression from just now. A mature woman is a mature woman. Even as a counselor, her presence is just terrifying. That evening, Mike and the others came back, and with gossip all over their faces, they asked me why Luna had come to see me. Nothing much. She just brought me my class schedule. I replied dismissively. Really? Why do I get the feeling Ms. Cheen looked at you a little differently? Mike said, disbelief written all over his face. You're overthinking it. As I was saying that, my phone rang, an unfamiliar number. I hesitated for a moment, then answered. Hello, is this Ethan? A coquettish voice with a hint of awkwardness sounded. That voice. My heart skipped a beat. You are? You can't even recognize my voice? There was a hint of displeasure in her tone. I'm Olivia Lynn. Olivia Lynn. That last son or a young lady. She recovered her memories too. I feel like I'm about to suffocate. Oh, Olivia. So you do have a bit of conscience. Olivia's voice sounded a little smug. I'll tell you, I'll be reporting to the University of Chicago tomorrow, in the same class as you. What? I cried out. Didn't you apply to a school abroad? After high school graduation, I had heard classmates say that Olivia's family had already arranged for her to study overseas. What's wrong with me wanting to change places? Olivia's tone was willful. Anyway, my dad has already told the school. Just wait to see me tomorrow. After she finished speaking, she hung up the phone. I held the phone, sitting dumbfounded in the chair, my mind completely blank. Sophia Taylor, Lunain, Emmatsu, Olivia Lin. 4. The 4 girls I had sucked up to in high school had not only all regained their memories, they had all gathered at the University of Chicago, and 3 had already appeared by my side. The 4th would arrive tomorrow. This isn't going to college. This is clearly like entering the spider cave. What's up, Ethan? Whose call was that? Jack asked. 1. A high school classmate said she's coming to our school tomorrow. I said weakly. A female classmate? Is she pretty? Mike perked up. I didn't want to speak. For the next 2 days, I stayed in my dorm as much as possible to avoid going out, but what was meant to happen couldn't be avoided. Military training began. Wearing the camouflage uniform and standing on the field. As far as the eye could see, it was a sea of green. I kept my head down, tried to minimize my presence. But some people, you can't avoid no matter how hard you try. Ethan, over here. Sophia's voice sounded nearby. She was standing at the front of the line, turning back to wave at me, her smile bright. Countless gazes immediately turned toward us, some curious, some envious, and some jealous. I forced myself to walk over and stand beside her. "Why didn't you go to class yesterday?" she asked softly. "I had something to take care of." "Oh." She didn't ask more and began to listen to the instructor attentively. The military training was very tedious, standing at attention, marching, and practicing military boxing. The sun was fierce, making people feel dizzy and lightheaded. While standing at attention, I felt like I was about to suffer heat stroke. My vision kept going dark in waves. Just then, someone pressed something cold into my hand. I looked down. It was a piece of chocolate. Sophia's voice sounded in my ear. "Eat it quickly. Get some energy. Don't faint." Her hand was very soft. When it touched my fingers, I flinched as if shocked. "Thank you," I said softly, and while the instructor wasn't paying attention, quickly shoved the chocolate into my mouth. The cloying sweetness spread in my mouth, slightly easing the discomfort. During the break, I was just about to find a shady spot to stay in when someone called out to me. "Ethan." I turned around, and Emma was standing not far away, holding a bottle of chilled mineral water. "Senior." She came over and handed me the water. "You don't look well. Have some water." "Thanks, Senior." I took the water, feeling even more flustered. It hasn't even been that long. Sophia brought chocolates, Emma brought water. If anyone else saw this, who knows what gossip would spread. Sure enough, people nearby had already started whispering. "Isn't that student council senior Emma? Why is she bringing water to that guy? And Sophia too. Didn't she just slip something to that guy? Who was that guy? So lucky. I just wanted to find a crack in the ground to crawl into." Sophia also came over, saw the water in my hand. Her eyes flickered. Then she smiled and said, "Senior Emma's here too." Can I have a look?" Emma's tone was still calm, but her gaze swept once between me and Sophia. The atmosphere suddenly turned a bit awkward. At that moment, a figure in a white coat appeared at the edge of the playground. The school doctor. No, it was Luna. She wasn't in professional attire today. She wore a simple white shirt and jeans, carrying a medical kit, looking like she'd come as a volunteer. Her gaze went straight past the crowd and landed on me. Then she walked over. "Ethan, how are you feeling? You don't look well." Her voice was quiet, but loud enough for the people around to hear. Now, it was perfect. Sophia Taylor, Emma Chu, Luna Cheen, 3 women surrounding me, the gazes around focusing on me like searchlights. I could feel an invisible tension in the air, like the smell of gunpowder. Luna took a bottle of Huaxiang Zhengqi liquid from the medicine box and handed it to me. "Drink some of this to prevent heat stroke." "Thank you, Miss Cheen." I took the bottle and felt my hands trembling. Sophia and Emma stood nearby, saying nothing, but their expressions were complicated. Sophia's brows were slightly furrowed, as if she was a little worried. Emma remained expressionless, but her eyes grew a few degrees colder. "All right, you guys keep resting. I'll go take a look over there." Luna smiled openly, as if nothing had happened, then turned and walked away. As soon as she left, I immediately felt a lot less pressure. I'm going to the bathroom." I made an excuse and slipped away. I only relaxed once I was hiding in the bathroom. I really can't imagine what the days ahead will be like. Especially Olivia. She's about to arrive. Thinking of that proud young lady made my head hurt even more. In the afternoon training, of course something happened. During practice of the military boxing routine, a boy, whether on purpose or by accident I couldn't tell, threw his fist straight toward my face. I reacted quickly and instinctively dodged, but still got hit on the arm. "Sorry, I didn't control it well," the boy said insincerely, though his eyes were full of provocation. I know he was definitely targeting me on purpose because of what happened this morning with Sophia and Emma. "It's fine. I didn't want to cause trouble," rubbed my arm, and try to let it go. But Sophia stepped forward. "What's wrong with you? Don't you know to watch where you're going when practicing boxing?" She's usually gentle, but when she gets angry, she has a lot of presence. The boy didn't expect her to speak up for me. He froze for a moment and mumbled, "I said sorry already. Apologized properly." Sophia wouldn't let it go. As the two of them were at an impasse, Emma walked over and coldly looked at the boy. "Which department are you in? Don't you know you're supposed to unite with your classmates during military training?" She was in the student council, so her words carried weight. The boy's expression changed. He didn't dare act arrogant anymore. He lowered his head and said, "I'm sorry," then quickly slipped away. "Thank you," I said to them. "It's okay. He did it on purpose." Sophia looked at my arm. "Does it hurt?" Do you want to go to the school clinic? No, it's nothing, just a small injury. Emma also glanced at my arm. Be more careful next time. Don't let anyone bully you. I could feel that their protection of me was sincere, but that sincerity only made me more fearful. What on earth are they thinking? After recovering my memories, shouldn't they have felt offended? Shouldn't they have hated me, this simp? So why are they being so nice to me instead? That night, I got back to the dorm and collapsed into bed from exhaustion. The next morning, just as I arrived in the classroom, I was stunned by the sight before me. In the back row of the classroom sat a girl in a pink dress, all decked out and flashy, holding a small mirror to touch up her makeup. If not Olivia, then who? She really came. Seeing me come in, Olivia put the mirror down and tilted her chin toward me, her eyes showing a bit of showiness and anticipation. Hey, Ethan, over here, she called, her voice loud, drawing the whole class's attention. My scalp tingled as I forced myself to walk over. You actually came? I asked in a low voice. I said I'd come, so I would. Olivia snorted. Well, surprised? More surprised than happy. I said honestly. You. Olivia glared at me angrily. Forget it. I'm not arguing with you. Only then did I notice the seat next to her was empty, clearly saved for me. I now seriously suspected her father had not only arranged her transfer, but had specifically chosen the seating. Sophia also saw Olivia, walked over, and greeted her with a smile. Hello, I'm Sophia Taylor, Ethan's classmate. Olivia sized her up from head to toe with a hint of hostility. Hello, Olivia Lynn. That attitude was practically the textbook, rivals meet, extra jealous look. I stood in the middle, feeling like I was about to be frostbitten by the vibe between them. In class, I was as uneasy as if sitting on pins and needles. To my left was Sophia, who would occasionally turn her head to ask me a question, her breath brushing my ear, tickling. To my right was Olivia, who would now and then kick my chair or poke my arm with a pen, muttering to herself, Ugh, this teacher's lecture is so boring. Do you think the bracelet I just bought looks good? I couldn't concentrate on the lesson at all, only able to wearyingly cope between the two of them. The bell rang, and I stood up immediately to slip away, but Olivia grabbed my arm. Where are you going? Come with me to buy a bottle of water. I've got something to do. What could be more important than keeping this lady company? Olivia refused to let go. At that moment, Sophia walked over. Ethan, do you want to go to the library together? I borrowed a few textbooks and want to look through them with you. What's so interesting about the library? Come shopping with me instead. Olivia immediately retorted. It's class time now. We should study properly. Sophia didn't give in either. The two girls exchanged words, their gazes clashing in the air as sparks flew. The classmates around them were all stunned, taking out their phones to film. My God, the drama of the year. Sophia and that new beauty actually started fighting over Ethan. Who exactly is Ethan? He's amazing. I looked at the scene before me and thought of Luna and Emma who still hadn't shown up and finally understood one thing. My college life was not only over, but it would end in an extremely miserable way. The bell ending class finally brought Olivia and Sophia's argument to a close, but the tense, drawn atmosphere left the whole classroom filled with an eerie feeling. I sat in the middle, feeling like needles were prickling my back. I barely made it to noon. I planned to go to the cafeteria to grab something quick and then hurry back to the dorm to hide. Just as I walked out of the classroom building, I saw Luna standing at the entrance, as if she were waiting for me on purpose. Ethan, come over here. She waved at me. My heart skipped a beat, and I forced myself to walk over. Ms. Cheen, how's college life? She asked with a smile, her tone very cordial. That's fine. You don't seem to be settling in well. Are you free this afternoon? Come to my office. There's something I need to tell you. What is it? I had a bad feeling. You'll see when you get there. Luna didn't elaborate and turned toward the office building. I could only follow behind her. We ran into quite a few students along the way. Seeing me trailing the counselor, they all wore surprised expressions. When we reached the office, Luna poured me a glass of water. Sit down. Thank you, teacher. She sat opposite me, looking at me with a gentle expression. Ethan, do you feel troubled? I was taken aback for a moment. What do you mean, teacher? Sophia Taylor, Emma Chu, and the new one Olivia Lynn. Luna smiled. They all seem to be quite special to you. My chest tightened. I didn't know how to answer. Actually, I can understand how you feel. Having so many outstanding girls paying attention to you can indeed be stressful, Luna said in a relaxed tone. But you don't need to be too anxious. Just go with the flow. Teacher, I didn't call you over to interfere with your private life. She interrupted me. but to talk to you about your studies. I looked at your records. Your high school grades weren't particularly outstanding, but you performed very well on the college entrance exam, right? I mumbled, knowing she meant the system's reward. College courses are much harder than high school, especially for our finance major. If there's anything you don't understand, you can come to me anytime. I can tutor you, Luna said, looking at me with a hint of something else in her eyes. Or we could meet privately, like on weekends. I'm free. I nearly spat out my drink. Meet privately? Tutor? Ms. Cheen, you're my counselor, and you were my teacher before. Thank you, teacher. If there's anything I don't understand, I'll come to your office, I hurried to say, making sure not to give her any opportunity. Luna didn't seem to mind either and smiled. Sure, you're welcome anytime. By the way, these are some materials I found for you. They should be helpful. She handed me a folder. Thank you, teacher. If there's nothing else, you can head back. Remember to eat on time. I picked up the folder and fled the office as if escaping. After leaving the building, I realized that besides the study materials, the folder also contained a note with Luna's personal phone number and a tiny smiley face drawn next to it. This was definitely on purpose. Back in the cafeteria, I just sat down with my food when I saw Olivia carrying a tray walking over and sitting directly across from me. Hey, where did you go just now? I looked for you everywhere. She went to the counselor's office. Luna Cheen. Olivia frowned. What did she want with you? Said something about studying. TCH, I think she has other intentions. Olivia sneered. She was always weird about you in high school, often calling you to the office. I was startled inwardly. How did you know? How would I not know? Olivia snorted. If there's something I want to know, I always find a way. What does she mean by that? Did she notice me back in high school? Before I could think it through, Sophia came over carrying a tray. Seeing Olivia sitting across from me, she hesitated for a moment, then sat down beside me. Ethan, have you eaten? Just sat down. Oh, so, at a small dining table, the three of us sat. Olivia and Sophia said nothing, but the atmosphere was extremely tense. Even the people nearby felt it and kept looking over this way. I buried my head in my bowl, wishing I could become invisible. Halfway through eating, Emma came over, holding a packed meal. Ethan, this is for you. She set the food down in front of me. The cafeteria food isn't very nutritious. I had this made at an outside restaurant. Try it. I looked at the meal in front of me, then at Olivia and Sophia's faces, which had gone icy in an instant, and felt like I wanted to die. Senior, are you here to bring food or to pour fuel on the fire? Thanks, Senior, but I'm already eating. No problem. Save it for tonight, Emma said, and without looking at the other two, turned and walked away. Olivia slapped her chopsticks on the table with a puh. Some people just like pretending to be kind. Sophia also put down her chopsticks and looked at me. Ethan, are you close with Senior Emma? Me. This meal is impossible to eat. I put down my chopsticks. I'm full. I have to go. Stop. Olivia and Sophia shouted at the same time. I paused in my tracks and turned to look at them. Olivia glared at me. Do you like that Emma Chew? Sophia also looked at me, her eyes carrying a bit of hope and nervousness. Ethan, just then a voice cut in. What are you arguing about? We turned around. Luna had appeared at the cafeteria entrance somehow. She was frowning at us. She was holding a tray, too, clearly there to eat. On seeing Luna, Olivia and Sophia both shut up, but the hostility in their eyes didn't lessen a bit. Luna walked over, looked at me, then at the three meals on the table, and smiled knowingly. Looks like Ethan is very popular. Her gaze fell on the meal Emma had brought for me, her eyes flashing for a moment. Then she smiled and said, but the cafeteria is crowded and noisy. Ethan, come into my office with me. I brought some braised pork my mom made. Try it. Miss Cheen, could you please stop making things worse? People around us had already taken out their phones and started recording. I could even hear someone shouting, come look, the counselor's snatching people. I felt like my 4 years of college had already entered hell mode ahead of time. The days that followed were nothing short of misery. Every day I had to endure the special attention of 4 women, along with the probing, gossipy, jealous stares of the other students around us. Sophia's gentle thoughtfulness was everywhere. In the morning, she would reserve my seat in advance and put a bottle of warm milk there. During class, she would take careful notes and then secretly slip them to me. After military training, she would hand me a clean towel and water. Her attention to detail was so thorough that it was hard to refuse and hard to ignore. Olivia was a completely different style. She would literally fling breakfast onto my desk. Hey, I bought too much, have some. She'd snatch my textbook, write her name in it, saying it's to mark her property. She'd rush over to assert her claim whenever I was talking to other girls. Her tsundere pride and bossiness were exasperating, yet somehow unavoidably endearing. Emma still acted aloof, but her concern was concrete. Whatever perks the student council had, she would tell me about them first. If someone deliberately caused me trouble, she'd quietly help sort it out. She would even use the council's authority to set me up with some easy tasks. Her concern was like a warm current beneath an iceberg, unobvious, yet very warming. As a counselor, Luna was even more well-placed to gain first access. She would call me to her office under the pretense of discussing studies or talking about life. She would happen to go to the canteen when I did. She even gave me a ride back to the dorm after military training, citing that it was on her way. Her maturity and allure carried a deadly attraction that kept me constantly on my guard. These four women, each with a different style, share one thing in common. They all showed me concern that went beyond ordinary classmates or teacher-student relationships. And it all stemmed from the side effects left by that dog system. They recovered their memories and recalled the simping behaviors I had toward them in high school. Although I was only completing tasks at the time and kept my distance, in their eyes those actions might have been interpreted as something else. For example, the continuous concern, the selfless giving that asked for nothing in return. Looking back now, the system's so-called simp tasks perhaps weren't just about making me perform actions, but were subtly changing their impressions of me. And after my memories returned, those forgotten affections took root and sprouted again like seeds. That afternoon, I had no classes. I unexpectedly had some free time and wanted to go back to the dorm to play games for a while. I had just walked down to the dormitory building when I saw Sophia standing there, holding a drawing board. Ethan. She saw me, and her eyes lit up. What are you doing here? Waiting for you. She waved the drawing board in her hand. I painted a picture and want to give it to you. She handed the sketch pad to me. The painting was of a field of sunflowers, golden and dazzling. In the lower right corner of the picture were two tiny figures holding hands. Though their faces were indistinct, I inexplicably felt a little familiar with them. It's very beautiful, thank you. I said sincerely. I'm glad you like it. Sophia smiled happily. I heard you like sunflowers, so I was taken aback for a moment. How did you know I like sunflowers? I don't even remember saying that. Sophia's cheeks flushed slightly. In high school, I saw a sunflower sticker on your desk. I remembered. That was a little trinket the system rewarded me with, which I had casually stuck on the desk. I hadn't expected her to have noticed. I suddenly felt a bit unsettled. Just then, Olivia's voice sounded. Ethan, what are you doing here? She ran over, saw the sketchbook in Sophia's hand and the drawing in mine, and her eyes immediately widened. Wow, Sophia Taylor, you actually secretly gave something to Ethan. What's it got to do with you if I give Ethan something? Sophia shot back without backing down. How is that okay? Ethan is... Olivia started, then swallowed the rest of the sentence, just glaring at Sophia. What is it? Sophia pressed. It's nothing. Olivia turned her spear at me. Hey, Ethan, you can't accept the painting she gave you. Why? No reason, you just can't. Olivia was being completely unreasonable. I looked at them with a headache. Stop arguing. Who's arguing with her? The two of them said in unison. Just then, a black sedan pulled up beneath the dormitory building. The window rolled down, revealing Luna's face. Ethan, get in the car. I'll take you somewhere. Where are you going? I asked. Secret. Luna winked at me. Olivia immediately became alert. Ms. Cheen, where do you intend to take Ethan? Does a teacher need to report to you when taking a student out to handle something? Luna's tone carried a hint of unquestionable authority. Sophia also looked at me. Ethan, don't go. I was torn when Emma's voice came from beside me. Ethan, the student council needs your help with something. Come with me. She had appeared beside me at some point without my noticing. Now it's perfect. The four women were gathered together again, and it was obvious they all wanted me to go with them. A large crowd of onlookers had already gathered, and some people were heckling. Pick one. Pick one. I think Sophia is nice, gentle. I choose Senior Emma, aloof and domineering. The counselor's cute too, mature and intellectual. The new one is pretty nice as well, tsundere and adorable. I looked at the four women in front of me, then at the crowd egging them on, and felt completely overwhelmed. Dog system, get out here. You clean up this mess yourself. In the end, I didn't stay with anyone. Taking advantage of their stalemate, I squeezed out of the crowd and sprinted back to the dormitory, locking myself in my room. Leaning against the door, I panted heavily, my heart still pounding. When on earth will days like this ever end? After a few quiet days, I gradually worked out a way to survive, hide. If I can avoid them, I will. If I really can't, I'll play dumb and act clueless, and try not to be alone with any of them. But sometimes trouble finds you. On the weekend, everyone in the dorm went out. I enjoyed the rare peace and was lying on the bed playing games. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Emma. I hesitated for a moment, but I answered. "Hey, senior, are you in the dorm?" "Yes. Come down. I'm downstairs by your dorm." "Is something wrong?" "I had a bad premonition. You'll see when you get here." Emma hung up after saying that. I sighed and could only get out of bed to change clothes. I went downstairs and saw Emma standing under a big tree, wearing a white dress, very different from her usual aloof style, softer somehow. "Senior, what did you need me for?" She turned around and looked at me, her expression serious. "Ethan, I have something I want to tell you." "What is it?" My heart began to race. "When we were in high school, you often saved me a spot in the library, right?" I was momentarily stunned. I didn't expect her to bring that up. "Yeah, back then the system. I just happened to want to go to the library too." Emma smiled. The smile was faint, yet very moving. "I know. At the time, I thought you were a strange person. You didn't seem to want to talk to me, yet you kept doing these thoughtful things." Later, my memories disappeared, she continued, but I always felt like something was missing. Seeing you brought an inexplicable sense of familiarity. It wasn't until I went to college and my memories returned that I realized I had already memorized you. My heart climbed into my throat. I vaguely understood what she was about to say. "Ethan," Emma took a deep breath, her gaze unwavering. "I like you." Boom. My mind went completely blank. Emma Chu confessed to me? That aloof senior actually confessed to me? I opened my mouth, but couldn't say a single word. "I know this might be a bit sudden," Emma said, looking at my shocked face, her cheeks slightly flushed, "but I've thought about it for a long time and still want to tell you how I feel." "You don't have to answer me right away. Take your time and tell me when you've decided." After speaking, she seemed a little embarrassed and turned to leave. "I'll go first." "Senior," I reflexively called after her. She stopped, turned to look at me, a hint of expectation in her eyes. What should I say? Refuse? Or accept? Just as I hesitated, a discordant voice cut in. "Emma Chu, how dare you steal my man?" Olivia appeared from nowhere, furious, pointing at Emma. Immediately after, Sophia rushed over. Seeing the scene before her, her face went pale in an instant. What made things worse was that Luna's car was parked not far away. She was getting out of the car, and when she saw what was happening here, she raised an eyebrow and walked over. Another battlefield of love. And it was right after Emma had just confessed to me. I felt like I was about to collapse. "Olivia Lynn, what are you talking about?" Emma frowned. "I'm talking nonsense." Olivia glared at her. "Did you just confess to Ethan?" "I heard the whole thing." "So what if I did?" Emma didn't try to hide it either. "Ethan is mine. You are not allowed to fight me for him." Olivia said domineeringly. "Who said it was yours?" Emma shot back, unfazed. "It always has been." "Do you have any proof?" Olivia was at a loss for words, then turned to me. "Ethan, tell me, do you like me?" "Me?" Sophia was also looking at me, her eyes full of disappointment and sadness. "Ethan, do you like Senior, Emma?" Luna stood beside us, saying nothing, but her gaze never left me, carrying scrutiny and something else. Cornered by them with nowhere to retreat, I could only grit my teeth and say, "Stop arguing. Then tell me, who do you actually like?" Olivia pressed. I looked at the three women before me, each with her own merits and each with her own obstinacy. To be honest, having such outstanding girls like me did stir something inside me. But I knew clearly that the root of it all was that damned system. If it weren't for the system forcing me, I wouldn't have fawned over them. They wouldn't have noticed me, much less fallen for me. This relationship was built on a lie from the very beginning. "I don't like anyone." I took a deep breath and said the words. Olivia froze. "What did you say?" Sophia's eyes instantly reddened. Emma's face also turned pale. Luna's expression darkened slightly. I said, "I don't like anyone right now." I repeated, my tone firm. "The things I did in high school all had reasons. They weren't what you think. Right now, I just want to study hard. I don't want a relationship." This is the most calming thing I could think to tell them. It might hurt them, but a short pain is better than a long one. Reason? What reason? Olivia pressed. That. I can't say. I couldn't very well tell them there was a dog system. You're lying. Olivia clearly didn't believe it. Sophia bit her lip, tears welling in her eyes. Ethan, do you think we're annoying? No, you're all wonderful. It's my own problem. Emma took a deep breath, forcing herself to calm down. I understand. I won't pressure you anymore. Luna walked over and patted my shoulder. Ethan, you can't force matters of the heart. It's good to think it through, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. Her tone was gentle, with a hint of consolation. For a moment, the atmosphere fell into silence. Just then, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I glanced at it and answered, "Hello. Is this Ethan?" A mechanical voice came through the phone, very familiar. My heart jolted. This voice. It's that dog system. System. I cried out, my voice trembling. The people around me all looked at me in surprise. It's me. The system's voice remained cold. Host, have you been well? You still know how to contact me? I lower my voice, excitement in my tone. What about those memories? Didn't you say you cleared them? Oh, that. The system's tone was very flat. The memory wipe function only works during the mission. Once the mission ends and the system leaves, the wiping effect naturally lapses. It's written in the system protocols. You just didn't read it yourself, host. Me? Who the hell would read that thing? You screwed me. Host, please use civilized language. The system replied without a ripple. Also, I'm contacting you this time to give you a graduation gift. I don't need it. Hurry up and erase their memories again. Sorry, the system has entered vacation mode and cannot perform operations outside its tasks, the system said. This gift is an extra offering. I hope the host will like it. What gift? I had a bad feeling. Ding. Detected multiple individuals of the opposite sex nearby who have favorable feelings toward the host, triggering the True Love Selection System binding conditions. What the hell? The True Love Selection System is designed to help the host find their true soulmate among many suitors. The system will issue a series of tasks to help the host understand each person's feelings and ultimately make a choice. Task rewards are generous, and failure carries no penalty. Me? Dog system. Are you on vacation, or are you tormenting me in a different way? I don't need it. Unlink me. Binding successful cannot be unlinked. Newbie task released. Host must, within 24 hours, accept any gifts sent by Sophia Taylor. Task reward. 1 random skill point. I refuse. The host has the right to refuse, but the system will keep issuing tasks until the host completes them or finds true love. You. Good luck, host. Goodbye. After saying that, the system hung up the call. I stood frozen in place, holding the phone, my whole body cold. True love chosen by a system? Posting tasks again? This dog system is afraid I won't die fast enough. Ethan, what's wrong? Sophia asked worriedly. Whose call was that? And I, nothing. I forced calm, though my mind was a complete mess. Accept Sophia's gift? In this situation, if I accepted it, Olivia and Emma would eat me alive. Your complexion looks terrible. Are you feeling unwell? Luna asked with concern. I'm fine, just a bit tired and want to go back and rest. I just want to get out of there as quickly as possible. Then I'll take you up. Sophia said immediately. No need, I can do it myself. I'll go with you. Olivia said as well. I have something to do. I'm leaving first. Emma glanced at me, turned and left, her figure a little lonely. Luna also said, then you get some good rest. Call me if anything comes up. In the end, under Sophia and Olivia's watchful eyes, I fled back to the dorm. I shut the door and collapsed to the floor, feeling like my life was a joke. Just after getting rid of Simp System, another true love choice system shows up. Are you picking a fight with me? Within 24 hours, accept Sophia's gift. I looked at the sunflower painting Sophia had given me before, lying on the table, my heart torn. If I refuse, the system will keep issuing tasks. Accepted. The battlefield will only get more intense. What should I do? Just then, there was a knock at the door. Ethan, are you there? It was Sophia's voice. My heart gave a jolt. Speak of the devil, and he appears. I'm here. Can I come in? Come in. Sophia pushed the door open and walked in, holding a thermos container. You don't seem to have eaten much. I made some soup for you, have a bit. She set the container on the table and lifted the lid, releasing a rich aroma. It was pork rib soup, stewed until the meat was very tender and looking quite appetizing. Thank you. You're welcome. Drink it while it's hot. She handed me a spoon. I looked at that bowl of soup and thought again of the system's task. Accept any gift she gives me. This bowl of soup, can it be considered that? Drink it or not? Seeing Sophia's expectant look and thinking of the system's never-ending tasks. In the end, I still took the spoon, scooped a mouthful of soup, and drank it. The warm soup slid down my throat, the warmth spreading through me. How does it taste? Sophia asked nervously. It's very good, thank you. She smiled, her eyes curving like crescent moons. Just then, the system's voice sounded. Ding. Beginner task completed. Reward. 1 random skill point has been issued to your consciousness space. Me. In the end, I still couldn't escape. By the way, Ethan, Sophia said as if she'd remembered something, taking a small box out of her bag. This is for you. What? I bought you a sunflower-shaped necklace. A very simple design. See if you like it. She handed me the box, her cheeks slightly flushed. I looked at the box, then at Sophia's expectant eyes, my feelings a jumble. Could this system have planned it all? If you don't like it, then forget it. Sophia saw me hesitate and quickly said, a hint of disappointment in her eyes. No, I took the box and opened it. Inside was a silver necklace with a small sunflower pendant, very delicate. It's beautiful. I really like it, thank you. Really? Her eyes lit up. I nodded, took the necklace out and put it on. The sunflower pendant pressed against my chest, feeling a little cool. Sophia looked at the necklace on my neck, smiling especially happily. Then I won't disturb your rest. Remember to finish the soup, Tang. After she left, I looked at the necklace on my neck, then at the soup on the table, and sighed deeply. Things seem to be getting more complicated, and I have a feeling this is only the beginning. My college life is destined no longer to be peaceful. But I touched the sunflower pendant on my chest, and the corner of my mouth couldn't help but lift slightly. Perhaps being liked by so many people isn't such a bad thing. At the very least, I don't have to be a simp anymore. As for that true love choice system, face the soldiers with generals, the floods with earth and sand. Anyway, the worst that can happen is no worse than this. And the girls I once petted are now the ones chasing me. I picked up the spoon and took a sip of the pork rib soup. It really tasted good. Perhaps my college life will unfold brilliantly in a way I never imagined.